Hey people, John here from Fast Films, and today we're going through a 2011 romantic comedy movie called Just Go With It. The movie begins with Veruca and her bridesmaids in the changing room. The bridesmaids are excited about Veruca's wedding dress. One of the bridesmaids, who turns out to be her soon-to-be sister-in-law, realizes that she's not with her wedding veil, so she volunteers to go get the veil. Immediately she leaves, Veruca and the other bridesmaids begin to make fun of Veruca's sister-in-law. Veruca tells them that she is going to make sure they see her fiancé, Danny's family, less often. She tells them that she has Danny well trained. Danny is seen outside listening to the conversation, but the ladies do not know. One of the bridesmaids asks Veruca about her meeting with her secret lover Eric. Veruca tells them Eddie insists on not being marriage material. She says she's going to marry Danny because he is going to be a successful cardiologist. Danny and his best man hear the conversation, and a heartbroken Danny leaves for a bar. At the bar, a pretty lady struts in. As she walks into the bar, different men begin to catcall her, but she ignores all of them. She sits beside Danny, who notices that her bag has fallen down. Danny tries to tell her that her bag has fallen down, but she thinks Danny is hitting on her and snaps at him. Danny picks up her bag and gives it to her, and she apologizes for her behavior. She notices a wedding ring on Danny's finger. She asks how long he has been married. The question makes him wonder if he should tell her the truth or not, and Danny chooses to lie to her. He tells the lady that he has been married for 6 years and that he doesn't know where his wife is. He tells her that he has 14 children who he adopted. The lady takes pity on him and asks to go home with him. This surprises all the other men at the bar. Danny berates that the wedding ring became his superpower. He changes his university major from cardiology to plastic surgery and begins to meet different hot women at bars. A couple of years later, Danny is now a successful plastic surgeon with his own clinic. His assistant Catherine discusses the delivery guy and complains about an order of fake body implants. She tells him to return it and tells the supplier that she wants a discount on the original order. Danny arrives at the clinic. Catherine informs him of his appointment for the day. Danny meets with his new patient who has had a botched surgery. Danny and Catherine can't help themselves and they begin to make fun of the woman's botched surgery. Danny tells the patient not to worry, that he would fix it. As the patient leaves, Danny's cousin Eddie walks in and hits on the patient. Danny informs the patient that Eddie has had an enlargement surgery for manhood. Danny and Eddie attend a friend's party. Danny tells his host that he has had too much facial surgery and that he needs to take it easy. A lady comes and informs the host that his son has fallen from the stairs and hurt his leg. Danny offers to help treat the boy. While treating him, the boy said that he was distracted by a beautiful woman. Danny and the boy work out after the boy's injury has been treated. A beautiful woman, Palmer, walks towards them and Danny immediately identifies her as the distraction. They both begin to talk and instantly connect with each other. They leave the party and head to the beach. Palmer tells Danny about her life and what she does for a living. Danny tells her that she is the first woman he has had a strong connection with. The statement makes Palmer happy and she kisses him. They both wake up at the beach the next morning. Palmer asks for Danny's number because she would like him to take her on a proper date next time. Danny tells her to help get his business card in his trouser. Palmer finds Danny's ring while looking for the business card. She confronts Danny about it, but he is unable to give her a meaningful explanation. Palmer throws the ring at Danny and angrily walks away. Back at the clinic, Catherine scolds Danny about the ring and tells him that she knew the ring would one day have repercussions. Danny tells Catherine that he really likes her and he thinks that she is the real deal. Catherine tells him that marriage is a bad idea and only leads to divorce. In the next scene, Danny goes to Palmer's school where she teaches. He lies to her that he was married a while ago but is getting divorced. Palmer tells him that she would like to meet his soon-to-be ex-wife before making any decision. Danny convinces Catherine to pretend to be his ex-wife. She hesitates at first but later agrees to help him. Danny takes Catherine shopping for new clothes and also gets her hair fixed. At the restaurant, Catherine walks in and everyone including Palmer and Danny are stormed. They all sit and talk. Catherine and Danny begin to mock each other and tell fake stories about the bad habits of the other person. After dinner, Catherine assures Palmer that their supposed marriage is long over and that she has her blessings. Catherine's phone rings and she speaks to her daughter. This call surprises Palmer. Palmer assumes that the kids belong to Danny and asks him about it. He lies to her and says yes. Palmer tells him that she loves kids and would like to meet his children. Danny takes Catherine's children and their nanny, Rosa, to a pizza place. He explains the situation to them and tells them that he wants them to pretend to be his kids. The children give Danny their demands. Danny negotiates the terms with them and they finally decide to help him. Catherine finds out that Danny is involving her children in his lies, but he tells her that the kids were really happy to do it. This makes Catherine happy and she also agrees. They meet Palmer at a kids' arcade center and Danny introduces the children to Palmer. Danny gets everybody some food, and as they begin to eat, Palmer tells him that he forgot to bring napkins. Danny goes to get the napkins and Palmer tries to connect with Catherine's son Bart. He acts sad and tells Palmer that Danny canceled the trip to Hawaii that he promised him because Danny met Palmer. Danny obviously knows he is being blackmailed and manipulated by Bart. Danny agrees to take them all to Hawaii. At the airport, Danny tells Catherine that he doesn't believe that he is being blackmailed by a child. Catherine tells him that he should have told Palmer the truth. Catherine tells him that she is getting tired of the whole arrangement and that she would leave with her kids if it continues. Palmer arrives at the airport and tells them she is so excited that they are going to Hawaii. Danny's cousin Eddie joins them at the airport and kisses Catherine. Eddie tells Palmer that he is Catherine's new boyfriend Dolph Lundgren and that he would be going to Hawaii with them. They arrive in Hawaii and Danny goes to book 2 rooms which are quite expensive. After booking the rooms, Palmer suggests that they go to the beach. The kids excitedly join her. Later that night, Palmer decides that she would like to get to know everybody. She asks Eddie what he does for a living. Eddie tells her that he sells sheep online. Catherine runs into her old college friend Devlin. Devlin is also vacationing in Hawaii with her boyfriend Ian. She introduces Devlin to Danny as her husband and tells Devlin that Danny is one of the most successful plastic surgeons in Los Angeles and that they have 2 children. Devlin requests that they make plans to have dinner together. Catherine tells them that they will try to make time. Palmer signs up the whole group for a hiking session so that they can bond. While hiking, Palmer decides to go swimming and is joined by Catherine, Eddie, and Kiki. In the next scene, Danny and Palmer decide to spend time with the kids so that Catherine can have some time alone. They play a game where they ask each other questions about each other. Danny picks a card that requires everyone to say what makes them sad. Bart tells them that he is sad because their dad doesn't spend time with them. Palmer thinks that the children are talking about Danny and angrily walks away. Danny takes the children into the room and puts them to bed. He scolds them for not acting professionally. Danny tells them that they just have to continue pretending for a little while and it will soon be over. He asks them for a fake hug and loud laughter. Palmer walks into the room and tells the kids that they will be spending all of the next day with Danny while she and their mom have a spa date. Danny takes the kids to a golf course. He sets up a camera to take pictures of them pretending to have fun. The kids ask him to let them do something really fun. He tells them that if they take 2 more pictures with him, he would teach Bart how to swim. At the spa, Palmer asks Catherine what to get Danny for his birthday. She tells her a list of things she could get him and Palmer is surprised at how well she knows that Catherine knows Danny. Danny successfully teaches Bart how to swim. This excites Catherine and Palmer. Catherine's friend Devlin meets them at the pool and invites Catherine and Danny to dinner. Danny tells Catherine that it would be impossible for him to attend the dinner because Palmer wants to spend time with him. Catherine gets Eddie to convince Palmer to go out with him so they can get to know each other. At the dinner, Catherine and Danny secretly mock Devlin and Ian for their weird behavior. Ian leaves to receive a call and before he leaves the table, he and Devlin tell each other what they love most about themselves. Danny and Catherine are intrigued by this and try to do the same thing. Catherine tells Danny all the things she loves about him. She tells him that she loves his sense of humor, his stories and the fact that he has a big heart. Impressed by this, Danny tells Catherine that he loves that she does so much for others without expecting anything in return. He tells her that she is the only person he has never lied to in the world and the only person he trusts. Danny tells Catherine that he loves her. In the next scene, Eddie successfully saves a dying sheep while on his dinner with Palmer. In the next scene, Catherine and Devlin partake in a hula competition. When the other ladies are disqualified from the hula competition, Catherine and Devlin are the only hula dancers remaining. They face off and try to outdo each other but the competition ends in a tie. For the tiebreaker, each dancer is told to play a game with their husband. Catherine and Danny win the competition and Devlin leaves in despair. On the way back to the hotel, Catherine and Danny celebrate their victory. As they talk, they are interrupted by the kids who tell them that the babysitter fell asleep. Danny says goodnight to them and goes back to his room. He runs into Eddie and Palmer. Palmer tells her that he would like them to get married right there in Hawaii. Catherine comes out of the elevator and sees them. Eddie tells Catherine that Palmer and Danny are getting married the next day. Catherine tells them that she won't be attending the ceremony. She lies that it is regarded as bad luck for the ex-wife to be at the wedding. Danny calls Catherine later that night to ask her if getting married to Palmer is a good idea. She tells him that he is old enough to make his own decisions and that she would be moving to New York to start a new life. Catherine meets Palmer at the reception in the morning and asks for her advice. Catherine assures her that she is the one for Danny. In the next scene, Catherine and Devlin meet each other and she tells Devlin that everything she told her about her marriage to Danny was a lie. Danny joins Catherine at the bar and tells her that he couldn't marry Palmer because he was in love with Catherine. In the next scene, Danny narrates that he can now officially wear his wedding ring and tell the world that he is married to Catherine. Then Catherine and Danny dance together and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching.